Hey guys, welcome back. So I wanna just apologize if you guys hear my Max fan going crazy. It's just because I'm actually saving the last video still, and since I have some time today because the wife is at work, I'm just like, I'm on a roll, so I might as well just keep pushing forward and deliver this to you guys. I'm really excited about actually you guys getting your hands on this, so in this content. So that's why right now it's just doing some stuff on the background, so sorry about that. Anyway, now that we have our project tasks in the state of our application, whenever we load our project board, which is basically the main route of our little application, what we want to do is now get this out of the state and display it here. All right, so this one is gonna be a little intense because we're gonna do a lot of coding, and this one might actually be a little long too, but that's cool. I'm pretty sure you guys don't mind as long as we get coding, right? So I'm just gonna shut up and deliver what I'm here to deliver. Sorry guys, my nose is a little crazy today. Alright, so the first thing that we want to recap here, and again, I want to recap this because I don't want you guys to be lost. Because this is in YouTube, I don't have any comments enabled, so like if you guys run into any problems, I'm gonna make the code available. You guys can go check out the code. But again, I don't want you guys to be lost in this. So please pay close attention to this, all right? Okay. So, in our state, we have our project, we have errors, and we have project task. Once again, where does this come from? If we go to our reducers folder, in index.js, in the reducers folder, this is where we combine our reducers. We have the errors and we have project task, okay? And this is where we import the reducers that we have created that in turn obviously have the actions that we dispatch when we, sorry for being redundant, call any of our actions. This should be super clear. Do not move beyond this point if you still don't understand this, or else you're going to be confused, right? Just make sure this is super clear to you, please. So, this is the reducer that we pass on to our store, right? Root reducer, right here. And that is how you get this here. Hell, I'm gonna give you a simple test of this. If I call this errors test, then this here becomes errors test. If I comment this out, we don't see our project task again anymore. Sorry, we don't see our project task anymore. Is that clear? Please, guys, this needs to be very, very clear, please. All right, and see, we're even getting an error here. The project tasks is marked as required in the project board, right? And what's breaking here? What's breaking here is that this object is required, but it's obviously null because we don't have this in the state. Okay? Make sure that you go back and forth on this until this makes complete sense, because this right here comes from me not uncommenting this. And let me put this back to how it was. Let me get this error test here. And now the error goes away. And now we have project task, project tasks. So when we map our state to props in the project board, basically what we're saying is the project tasks prop in this component comes from state.projectTask. All right? And now with that in place, then we can go here in the render method and we can use the structuring and say const project tasks from this .props .project tasks. Remember, map state to props gives us this here, that then we can use this and take the project tasks from that prop. All right, so basically we're taking that out from project tasks. All right, that's why we're using the structure in here. I hope this is super clear. Again, I do want to ask you not to move any further if you guys don't understand this. Okay, cool. Now, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna make the board content very dynamic. All right, and also we want to make sure that based on the status of the project task, then we group them accordingly as per the demo. So for this, we're going to obviously implement some logic here in order for us to handle this use case. All right, so I'm just gonna create a few components here. First, it's gonna be the board, not component, but I'm gonna use let to create, say, a few variables here. So it's gonna be const let board content. Okay, and you'll see why we're gonna do this way. Then we're gonna say let to do items, and this is gonna be an empty list or an empty array. Then we're gonna say let in progress items, again another empty array, and then let done items. And I'm pretty sure those of you that are a little more advanced know where I'm going with this. Then we're gonna actually create a board algorithm, and this board algorithm is gonna check a few things. It's gonna check whether or not we actually have project tasks and display on the board accordingly. And then if we have project tasks, then we're gonna have to actually fill out each one of these arrays and based on the status, so that we can actually display in the column where we want it. Okay, so I'm just gonna say const board algorithm. Am I spelling that right? I think so. If not, please excuse my poor spelling there. And this project algorithm, this board algorithm takes project tasks as a parameter, takes that list. So the first thing that we're gonna check is whether or not it has something in it, right? Because it could very well be that you don't have any project tasks. If project tasks dot length, this one I need to type right or else it won't work. If the project task length is, less than 1, then what we're gonna do is that we're gonna return a div alert dash info, and again this is bootstrap text dash center, and what we want this to say, let me just roll alert, and I want this to say no project tasks on this board. Okay, then else, if we do have stuff in there, else, then we're going to extract the tasks. And how are we going to do this? This is going to be a lot of fun, I promise. We're going to extract the individual tasks, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to use the map function, and we're going to say project tasks, which is again the list that we're passing to the board algorithm up here. And we're going to say project task.map, and then we're going to say obviously project task, which is the individual item, arrow function here, parentheses here, important. And then what we're going to do is we are going to obviously pass this onto our project task item. All right, remember we created a project task item, which is the individual item, the individual card that holds the project task here. Remember that we have them displayed here and here just for sample purposes. So we're gonna blow this out of here, right? And then that's gone. And yeah, because I haven't finished this, that's why it's failing to compile. So don't worry about it. We're gonna finish this up. And now what we want to do is actually bring the project task item, component here instead. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass it props. Okay. So remember, and if you guys have no experience with React, then I'm just gonna stop a few minutes here to just explain this. The project board is the parent element to the project task item component. Okay, the project board component is the parent element to the project task item component because the project board contains one or more project task items. Now, the parent can pass to the child something that is called props, which is basically downstream information from the parent to the child. In this case, the parent, which is the project board, is the one that has the project tasks list, and it's the one that has the properties that the project task item wants to display in the card. So when we pass individual props to the project task item, then those properties coming from that project task list, we're gonna extract. We're obviously gonna use the map to iterate through it and pass each individual project task to the project task item. And then what we're going to do is then later on we're going to get those props and extract them and actually place them here. And thereby you're thereby giving you the chance of seeing each individual project task that we have in our database. All right? That's basically what we're doing right now. We're passing properties from the parent to the child. I'm pretty sure that will sink in once we actually do it. So now, since we're actually iterating through the project tasks, the props that we need to pass on to our project task item are the key, right? Because basically we're pretty much passing a key value per here, and it's going to be project task.id. If you don't remember where this is coming from, remember you can always go back to the root of this, which is the Java object that we created, and this is the ID right here. This is the ID that we're talking about. All right. And then obviously we're going to pass another prop here, which is the project task. And it's obviously the project task, each individual project task that we are extracting out of the project tasks array. All right. And with this in place, we're passing props onto our project task item, thereby generating as many project task item components as there are in the database. Okay, cool. So now that we have that in place, we want to do another thing. We want to get these tasks here, because obviously, again, the tasks is going to be all like basically the list of project task items. And then we want to make sure that we rearrange them based on their status. Basically, we want to say if this project task item has a status of to do, then put it in the to do items if it's in progress, and if it's in done items, right? If it's done, in done, if it's in progress, and so forth. So for this, we need to obviously iterate through here, extract that prop, compare it to what we want to compare, and then that way we can start pushing into our arrays. That's why this is a little algorithm. It's not like a cutting edge algorithm, but it's an algorithm nevertheless. Given the amount of logic that we're gonna put here. Now here we're gonna just use a good old for loop. Nothing earth shattering here. I'm literally gonna go like back to basics. I'm just gonna do a good old for loop, and I'm just gonna say tasks dot length. And then I++. Hey, this is straight out of like the beginning of whatever bootcamp or introduction to programming video course that you guys have ever taken. Okay, so basically what we're going to do here is we're going to iterate through here. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure that if it's in to do, if it's in progress or if it's done, it just goes to its respective arrays. Now, how can we get the status of each individual item in the project tasks map? How can we do that? That is actually a very good question. So there's a way of looking at this. If we do console log tasks and we just console log each of the elements, what's gonna happen is that we should be able to see those props if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, because I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. Let me see. I obviously probably need to obviously call the Bohr algorithm here, because right now I'm just declaring it, but I'm not really doing anything with it right now. So give me just a moment. I think that I can safely do Bohr algorithm here and then just pass it to project tasks. And there you go. Okay, so now we see each individual project tasks, and we can, so each individual project task, so task.i has a prop, and the prop has, let me see, has a project task, and the project, and that project has a status. So by this logic, I should be able to do the following. I should be able to do, right here, I should be able to do, again, props project task status. So I should be able to do task.props.project task.status. And if I change this here, I should just see that there are 7 to do. And this is good. So basically, now that I have that, now that I know that I can extract it this way, I'm going to do the following conditionals. I'm going to say if the status is equals to do, then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say to do items, which is the array above, push, which is how you add items to the array, task.i-i. So basically, if it's in to do, we're going to put in this array. And then the rest, I'm sure you guys know where this is going. So I'm even going to just do it in silence, and you guys can pause the video because I know that you guys know what to do. You guys can pause the video and just do this on your own. I'm not even gonna talk anymore. Done. Okay. Perfect. So basically what we're saying is that when we pass the project tasks to this little algorithm, then it's gonna fill out those lists. And that's actually good, right? Because first we're generating whatever amount of project task items we have here, and then we're putting them in their appropriate, say, list, if you will, right? And that's actually good, right? That's what we want to see. Okay. So now with that in place, then we need to perhaps do a little more refactoring here, because I don't think, let me see something real quick. So this is to do. So what happens if I put here to do items? I don't think that's gonna work, but let me see what's what. And it seems that it works here. Let me see. in progress items, and obviously done items. Sorry guys, the confusion is that I did a little differently when I did the prototype. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an in progress. I create that one that's in progress. I'm gonna select the status to in progress and save, and we have it in progress, and this is great. Now I'm gonna create one that's done. I'm gonna put in the status of done, and nothing happened there. Let me see. Done items. Oh, my apologies, guys. This is what happens when I don't wear my glasses. There you go. And remember, we're not displaying the data here yet, so don't worry about it. I know that you guys are like, everything looks the same. So right now what's happening is that it's just displaying the component, but the component doesn't yet have the props here to display the right thing. Right now this is hard coded here. All right, so I think we've come a long way. And if I restart my server and all the data goes away, then we should have a nice message saying you don't have anything here anymore. So the service all started. All right. You know what, guys? This one is actually kind of long already. Oh, I know why. I know why this is not working. Don't worry about it, guys. We're gonna refactor this in the next lecture. But the good news is that everything seems to be working as normal, and this is really, really, really good. Yes. All right, guys. So in the next lecture, we're gonna take care of that and much more. Thanks a lot.